valet mode and master pin. Let's talk about those. So those of you who go to flash hotels, not really my thing, but you can get someone to valet park your car and put it away for you with all the Porsches and Lamborghinis. That's more your thing, isn't it, George?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a mode on here that allows you to put it in valet mode. Oh, that crash we saw on YouTube the other day, George, where that guy had that, what car was it?
A LaFerrari.
A LaFerrari in the valet park. Oh, crashed it. Anyway, that's another story. So on valet mode, it limits the amount of access the valet driver concierge has to your personal information, because on the Pivi system you've got phone numbers and addresses and stuff. So it does that. The other thing it does is it actually locks the boot door, the tailgate door. Now on a Range Rover, because obviously this is going to apply to anyone with this Pivi system, on a Range Rover that makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't really make as much sense on the Defender, because over the back seats the parcel shelf's just like a bit of cloth, isn't it? Now we fitted the basket in there, so it would actually be quite hard to get through the basket, so it makes a bit more sense. But basically the valet driver is unable to open the rear door, so if they wanted to get to your bags or possessions they would have to get out there. So we are going to demonstrate this and how to set. Now, so to get to, let me start the card. So you have to go to the apps. The valet mode is one of the apps that you've got on Pivi Pro, and here it is, and you press the valet mode, okay, and it comes up. Now it asks you to enter a pin. Now you can enter your master pin, and we'll talk about the master pin in a minute, or you can enter a temporary pin. So for example, let's enter your birthday and month. So I'm 29 of April, 2904. Hopefully I won't forget that. Okay, now you've got to, it makes you do it twice in case you're a dodgy typer like me. 2904. Okay, so valet mode is now enabled. So, okay, so the rear boot should now not open. Okay, so you can give the valet driver your cars, you can get out the car, you can lock it. Okay, we've locked ourselves in. You can unlock it, you can give him the keys. He'll be greeted with just this straight Land Rover screen. So you notice this here. And if he wants to touch anything in here, in fact, you can't do it.
There's an on button there.
There's an on button there, okay. And it's valet mode enabled, see? So you can't actually, and if he goes to touch it, he'll have to enter the pin. He can see nothing. There's no information he can get out of the screen. He or she, valet drivers can be female. I must stop doing that. Right, so there you go. So you can see that, and we can test it. If I unlock the doors here, let me unlock the doors and see if my boot will open. No, so the boot does not open. Okay, even with my hacked keyring where I've enabled that will not work, and it actually comes up with an error message. Does it? Or it makes a beeping noise. So there's no way you can get in the boot with this or the unlock mode or the button on the door. Right, so let's unlock, let's get ourselves out of this. So we put in your birthday and month and you're back and you've got everything going. Now, if you forget your birthday or your pin, then there is a master pin which will override the missing. So say one of your kids borrows it and messes around and puts the valet mode in and they can't remember what they've done. If you enter the master pin, it will override. Now, if you go to master pin, you go here and you go to the general settings and you'll see the master pin. Now, you can go, I don't think it'll let you delete the pin. You've probably got to enter the pin to delete your pin, which sort of makes sense. So you've got to change your pin here. But you've got to remember your current pin in order to. Now that is the same as your in control pin, I believe. Let me just try it. Don't film this one, George. Okay, no, it's not the same as my Pivi pin. So I don't know when I ever set my. I don't know if I set this. So I've got 2 minutes left. So some people are saying the default one is 1926. So let's see if that works. 1, 9, 2, 6. So that is the default pin. So if like me you haven't done this, it's worth doing is setting the pin. So the default pin, if you've never set one up. So we are now going to set a pin, and actually I'm going to use my birthday and month. So if anyone wants to override my car, you're more than welcome. So I'm going to go 2904. 2904. So I've now, and it makes me do it again, 2904. Okay, so right, so if you forget your pin, you could try the 1926, which is the default as delivered from the factory pin. It's probably worth changing that default pin to maybe your birthday and month, just for an extra layer of security. So there we go, we have done valet mode, we have done doing the pin numbers. Any more things we need to add, George?
Nope.
No, good luck with that. Right, someone just asked me, Simon, maybe valet mode reduces the power consumption because it does turn off some of the Pivi system. So they said, could that be Land Rover's secret camping mode? Now, sometimes I think Land Rover engineers write to me and tell me stuff, but sort of anonymously and pretend not to be. So let's just check whether someone's trying to tell me something here. So let's put it in valet mode. So here we go, valet mode. Let's put our pin in, 2904. Didn't ask me to confirm. I think maybe that's because I use the master pin. Let's go and have a look. Let's lock the car and have a look when we unlock it, what the power consumption is. Right, what we've done is we've got this clamp meter going around the battery. We've closed the doors. It hasn't gone fully to sleep yet, but let's unlock it as if we were camping. We're not going to start the car, but no, look, it's still taking a ridiculous amount of power, like 16 amps, which is 16 times 12, that's like 200 watts of power the car is taking just sat here. So valet mode, no, thanks for asking the question, it was a good thought, but valet mode does not give us a camping mode.